Hi everyone, this is Abby from the People's Medicine Project, and today we're going to do one of the things I do most with herbs in the spring, which is make an herbal vinegar. We're going to use herbs that you can find really quickly, probably in and around your house. If you can't find nettles, I bet you can find violet flowers, leaves, and dandelions. We can use the whole dandelion today. You can see that it's got a long taproot even when it's in flower, and that the leaves are pretty robust here. I've harvested these with a shovel or with a little trowel and already washed them. And the first thing that we're going to do is chop the roots. And you don't have to go crazy. They don't have to be chopped super thin, but if they're chopped up enough, then there'll be enough surface area for the vinegar to draw out some of the vitamins and minerals. We're using these spring herbs, nettles, dandelion, and violets, because they are all really great ways to help our body clear out the toxins that have built up over the winter, get ready for spring, and give us an extra dose of vitamins and minerals at a time of the year when we might need them the most. So once you've chopped up a good amount of dandelion roots, by the way, are going to make this a little sweet, a little nutty, and a little bitter, making it a great dressing for things like salads or greens. Once you've chopped up all of your roots and put them in, you can choose however many of each green and flower you want. I'm going to put in a pretty healthy dose of dandelion flowers because they add a nice sweetness and floral note to the vinegar. I'm going to put in all of the violets. They take the longest to harvest. They add a nice sort of green tone to them and a little bit of a floral note. I'm going to choose to use about half of the greens here. They can be a little bitter, but they're really high in vitamins and nutrients, so they're a really good addition to our vinegar. And I wouldn't worry too much about washing these carefully because the vinegar itself is sterile, and the dirt is gonna go to the bottom of your glass. So when you straighten it out, you can probably get rid of the dirt. Nettles have stingers on them that can cause a really uncomfortable itching sensation. So if I were a smarter person, I would do this with gloves. But my hands are pretty calloused, and if you're careful with the nettles, especially on the palms of your hand, they sometimes don't sting that much. That being said, I really recommend that you wear gloves. And you could chop these up a little bit more if you wanted. Because of the limits of our video upload, I'm just going to do it this way. And I'd pack the jar with nettles. They're super high in vitamins and minerals. They're about, people say they're like 3 times more nutritious than spinach. They've got a lot of the same nutrients like iron and vitamin C. Once you've filled up your quart jar, we're gonna take honey if you want. This part's optional, but it does add a little bit of sweetness. And I've got some local honey here. It's raw, which is great. It adds extra vitamins and minerals. And while that's making its way slowly out of the jar, we're gonna pour vinegar over all of the plants. And you want to fill it almost all the way up with vinegar, leaving room for just a few tablespoons of honey, which we're going to put in here. Then I'd cover the jar with parchment paper or possibly with a cloth. You don't want to use metal because the vinegar will corrode the metal. And then cover it with a rubber band and keep it in a warm, dry place for a week to 4 weeks, and then we're going to strain out the herbs, and you'll have a delicious vinegar that can be used in the same way that you use any vinegars in your cooking, except it'll have extra vitamins and nutrients added. If you want to take it more regularly than that, you can add a tablespoon or two to a glass of water or a glass of seltzer and enjoy it daily. That's it. It's super easy. It's super fun. As you can see, you can do it really quickly, which makes it a pretty easy way to use your spring herbs. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.